Hey, so following my filter envelope video, I got some questions and I think I'll try and answer everything in this video. Again, we're talking about basics. So envelopes in general, as I explained, they will all work the same. The idea is that you're going to control whatever parameter that you like, whatever it is, with the same four concepts of attack, decay, sustain, and release. So the amp envelopes will control the amplitude, basically the volume of your sound, and then mod envelope will be modulations, kind of envelopes that you can use to modulate whatever parameters. And then there are some synthesizers that will have filter envelopes. For example, here in Prophet, you'll see that you have a filter, and then you have your dedicated envelope here. But also in SynthMaster 1, you can see that we have mod envelope 1, which is actually already assigned to our filter. So this is basically a filter envelope. So let's see that in action, and we'll talk this through. So playing a note, and I think let's go back to the init preset and hear it out. Oh, I'm not on the correct synthesizer, so let's go to SynthMaster 1. Where are you, SynthMaster 1? Maybe here, yeah. Okay, that's not Retrolog, that's SynthMaster 1. So let's get that out of the way. And so we have SynthMaster 1, and here we have mod envelope 1, amp envelope 1, and then again for the other side we have amp envelope 2 and mod envelope 2. I'm on the init preset, and if I change this, then I control the way the sound is shaped over time. So you have to imagine what happens to whatever parameter that you would like to modify with the envelope in terms of the attack, decay, sustain, and release. So again, the simpler parameters here are the attack and the release. The attack will be how much time would it take for whatever parameter to reach its maximum value, and the release would be how much time would it take for that value to go back to its original state after you released your finger from the keyboard. So that's the idea here. And then you will have sustained level, which can be different from whatever is the maximum. And in order to reach that, it will take you about whatever amount of time that is set by the decay. Again, go back to my videos, and actually I explain this again and again in all of my videos about synthesizer, is whatever it is. It's SynthMaster 2, SynthMaster 1, Pigments, Prophet, Massive. They all these instructions, all these tutorials will have the same explanations, and you can see it there. So just go and watch it. But if we want to take the mod envelope or filter envelope and use it to control how our filter is working, we have to imagine what it is exactly that we are trying to achieve. And so I'll go back to Pigments so you'll see it more visually. So going to Pigments, and let's go to our default template here, to our default sound, and go to the envelopes here. So you can see that the envelope VCA, that's our amp envelope. I'm playing a note. And let's change that to, I don't know, to sawtooth or whatever. And let's have a look at the analyzer, because that will help us to understand what exactly is going on with the filter. So you see, when I'm playing a note, all these frequencies are all in play. And we know that the filter will filter out some of the frequencies. In this case, we have a low pass. So watch what happens when I'm playing with the filter. So what's the idea of an envelope here? The idea is that we want to automate that action. Right? And I can do it with an envelope. I can also do it with an LFO. That will be a little bit different. But again, that's what I want to do. I want to play with that. So I can take the mod envelope. We'll call it mod envelope, though it doesn't say it explicitly here. But I'll take envelope 2 to shape the cutoff. So clicking here, and I'm going to take envelope 2 all the way, and you'll see what happened when I'm playing a note. And I can do this very easily. So that was very fast. So in order for us to really see that in action, let's have the attack, slower attack, let's say 1 second. So now, again, I want to imagine in my mind what would happen when I am playing the note. I would like to have the cutoff do some sort of a movement from its position to its maximum position right now, because the envelope here is set to 1, so that's all the way. Let's have a look. See the frequencies here. So that's a basic filter envelope. And it's also a mod envelope. So let's go to something else. Let's go now to Synthmaster 1 and see the same concept here. So again, I have a sawtooth. You see the full range here, and watch what happens when I engage the filter. So clicking here, and there's nothing here. Why? Because the cutoff is already set. But let's play it manually. Right, so I want to automate that using a mod envelope, which is in this case going to be a filter envelope. And we see it here, that's the mod envelope, but let's play with that. I'm clicking here, and I can set the amount, and you see that dot here. So that will be my range. So watch what happens in the analyzer. That was very fast. Again, I have to set the attack, so it will take more time to reach its maximum volume, or value, sorry. And again, let's have more. And that's the basic idea here. Now, if I want to use the mod envelope on anything else, no problem. In Synthmaster 1 and with the others, I can use any of these envelopes on anything. So I can take that and just throw it on something else. Let's just put it here on the fine and see what happens. Yeah, that's the idea here. And we can also do something else. We can go to our mode matrix here and see what have we done so far. And we can see that we have different settings here. Mod envelope 1 is set to the fine tuning oscillator here. And we can play with that. So again, I'm not teaching right now SynthMaster 1, and I do have a tutorial on that, so check it out. I'm pretty sure you'll get the idea. So that's SynthMaster 1, but let's go to Prophet. So this is a pretty old and very iconic synthesizer, and here that you can actually see that we have an amp envelope and we have a filter envelope, and they are very much hardwired. So let's play with that. I'm going back to the default. Again, sawtooth just for the demonstration here, and I'll play with the attack and release. And watch what happens when I'm engaging my filter envelope. So that's the filter envelope amount, and I can change this to something else. And now let's get a little bit of attack here. So basically, I'm automating the cutoff, meaning I'm practically saying to this synth, hey, let the envelope here change the cutoff value. And it will sound much better with a little bit of reverb, I guess, or delay. And I have more options here to play with the envelopes, like the filter envelope here, which is a kind of LFO. So again, if you understand the concept of ADSR, you can apply it to pretty much anything. And let's go back for a moment to pigments and see more visually how this works. So you can see that if I set the attack to 1 second, and the decay will be 1 second also, and the sustain will be half, and the release will be 1 second as well. So what am I expecting from my filter to behave? How do I expect this to work? So right now, clicking this, I can see that envelope 2 is controlling my cutoff, and right now I'm 647 hertz. So what I'm expecting is that my filter will be doing this in 1 second, and after another 1 second it will go to half somewhere here, and then when I'm releasing my finger from the keyboard, it will take about 1 second to go back to its original place. So I've lost the play. Here it is, 647, and now I'm gonna play, and you'll see that it will take about 1 second to reach here, then 1 second, and you'll see that you'll have half the amount of the cutoff, and then I'll release. And that's the idea here. So again, I can do this. Right, so you can see that we're reaching the maximum value after 1 second, and then after another second we're dropping to half, and then when I'm releasing my finger, it will go away back to its this position after about 1 second. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see in the analyzer, but you get the idea. So again, I can take that envelope or another envelope for that matter. I can go to, for example, for anything. I mean, I can take envelope 3 and change the position. How do I do that? I'll just, in pigments, it's pretty simple. Click on the plus, take envelope 3, and again, it depends on the amount and direction. It can be minus or plus depending on whatever I want. And now when I'm playing anything, you'll see that that moves. And I can play with that as well. So we're practically moving from that position to the right. If I change the envelope here and set it to minus, going all the way down. So I hope this is clear. Let's go, back to SynthMaster 1 just to finalize this. And again, we have our mod envelope here, and we have our amp envelope here, and that's it. So sometimes we don't have that visual representation, but the idea is the same. The idea is to take the envelope and apply it to whatever parameter you want, where the attack time, that's time, will be the thing that will control how much time would it take for whatever parameter to reach its maximum value set by that amount here. And usually the amount is between none to 100%. So I can take that and drop it, I don't know, let's drop it on something interesting. Let's change this to wavetable, and we'll take whatever, I don't know, this one. And now I'm gonna grab this and drop it on the index. But it doesn't really do anything. What I need to do is I need to change here some things here. Just do this. So I'm practically changing the index. So what I suggest is, before you're playing with the envelopes, what you should do is try to imagine what it is that you're trying to achieve. Try and do it manually so you get a visual, get it visually in your mind, and then apply the amp envelope or the mod envelope to whatever. But then again, you can just, try it out, try for yourself, just play. Nothing will explode, most likely. So, and in worst case, go back to the beginning. So I really hope this clears things. And again, this is pretty basic. I'm not going anything deep here. So be creative and try things for yourself. Right. Thank you very much. And go back to my channel. Check out my my courses or my tutorials, because I do explain some of these concepts there. So every time you see, I don't know, tutorial about SynthMaster 2, 1, Massive, whatever, I'm going into those examples. And especially I think I show this with the basic synthesis course. But again, I'm aiming for the beginners here. And if you're already an expert, that's probably things that you know. And there's always a chance that you know a lot about synthesizers, but you didn't get that part. I hope I explained it correctly. So leave comments and questions, because I learn from your questions as well. I'm certainly not the expert about all these things. I just like to explain what I know. So I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.